Hi guys, the year is 2025 and that means we have a full year of favorites to go through. Let's dive in. A little bit about me. I'm a beginner freelance makeup artist. I've been working as a makeup artist on and off as a professional makeup artist. I would love to show you my favorites and they are good. First thing, anytime you're talking about a base with me, it is talking about absolutely pearl skin, if you cannot tell. Okay, so those things that are required of my routine to make it as beautiful pearly as it possibly can while being extremely dry with dry patches and eczema and all of those things are these three products right here, and you will not see me without them ever. The first layer we put on, Fix Plus Magic Radiance. Basically anything Fix Plus is going to be in here, but to start as like our base, Fix Plus Magic Radiance. Absolute must have. It just adds that first little layer of moisture, and then when you go in with your next couple products, it just, you look like a beautifully moisturized person. Popped in. Next is MAC Hyper Real Serumizer. This thing, okay, she is a little spendy. She's a little spendy, but she is worth absolutely every penny. I have not had any foundation not really work with this under it. So what I mean by that is, me as a person, I have preferences, but in terms of making something work that I would never normally reach for, absolutely can work with this skin prep. Lastly, again, if you are dry, this cream right here, MAC Hyper Real Balm, is the best absolutely under makeup. If you have more oily combo, I recommend going in with just the serumizer and then your according primer on top. If you are dry like I am, the balm on top of the serumizer is just that sandwich of moisture that I need and a lot of people need. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's amazing. Primer of the year for me. I only have one. Only one. MAC Studio Radiance. This is the second container I have gone through in a year, so it's about 6 months for one of these guys. Absolutely gorgeous. It adds a little bit of slip, but still some blur to your skin, so you're not having to work around like blurring out your pores. These have that in it, but you're still super hydrated. Absolutely stunning and perfect. All right, foundations. Foundations. You guys should know my answer to this. I have 4. If you know me from way back when, foundations are and still are my favorite thing to ever try or test out or all of the things. So this is not an abnormal number for me. What's abnormal about it is A, that there's 4 of them, and B, the brand. First things first is this absolutely beautiful container. Why do they do this? Of MAC Strobe Dewy Skin Tint. I wear this every day without fail. It came out to the US about 7 months ago, 6 or 7 months ago. I bought it. I'm almost finished with it and I cannot wait because I hate this packaging. But what's inside of it? Y'all don't even know. You don't even know. It's so good. It doesn't cling to my dry patches. It still adds that pearlescent strobe, hence the name. And it gives me that pearl skin that you see shifting in the light without a highlighter, just on its own. Now, if I had to pick a top fave, it is this MAC Studio Tech foundation. It is the Studio Fix Tech, my apologies. I have NC 14 or 13, but I need a lighter shade in the winter time. This is what I'm wearing right now. It adds blur, it adds coverage. It is absolutely stunning on those areas that you need just a hint more help, and I need a lot of help sometimes, so you see me reaching for this. It helps cover blemishes, but it's not too heavy. It doesn't cling to anything. It's absolutely stunning. It's a cream to powder, which scares a lot of people, but it's a water-based cream, so you're not gonna have those clingy dry patches and that like thick look that sometimes you can get. Okay, these are honorable mentions because these are what I have in my kit and I absolutely adore them for my kit, and I do reach for them on occasion. I'll explain why. Studio Fix, the new relaunched Studio Fix. Absolutely amazing. It is so good. The reason I love it, one, is it still smells like traditional Studio Fix, which if you know, you know. It's kind of sentimental, kind of brings you back, you know. and it doesn't break me out. It used to break me out, doesn't anymore. Amazing. And two, it is my favorite go-to for matte medium coverages on literally anyone. I almost reach for this more than the other one because I can play around a little bit more with the base underneath if I want to make it a little more semi-matte to matte. It's just so versatile. I very rarely reach for this on me because I am so dry, but in the summertime, this is my gal. This is the girl. She stays on so long, so beautiful, so gorgeous. Another kit favorite, MAC Studio Radiance. This is that girl. She is like, honestly, the more fuller version of basically what I put down as my two-step routine. So it is a more full coverage. It is more, well, I actually wouldn't say it's full coverage, but I would say it's fuller coverage than what I wear on an everyday. And it makes you look absolutely perfected. It is a one-stop shop. You don't want to go too much with your like going in with a strobe dewy skin tint and then concealer and then this. This is all you need. It is perfect for bridals. It's perfect for people who want more of that glow. I specialize, and that's what I like to do, is glowy bases as opposed to the hyper matte in Instagram makeup. That's just not my personal preference. If that's your preference, that's totally fine. So most of the time my brides or my clients want to reach for something a bit more glowy, and that's fine by me. Colors should be literally no surprise to you because I've been using the same ones all year round, no matter what, unless I specifically preface that I am trying something new out. Two of my absolute faves. This is probably the winner this year. It is the Haus Labs Skin Triclone Tech Concealer. It's balmy and thick and kind of satiny. So it is that really good in between for me and dry skin of being matte and setting down, but still having like a thick texture. I don't know if you guys can see it. Polar opposite is the MAC Studio Radiance Concealer here with this absolutely massive doe foot. It is more liquidy and very hydrating. So the tiniest bit goes a long way. If you put too much, you're gonna get creases, you're gonna get settling. I learned that the hard way for like a month. But it is a beautiful concealer. And then lastly, one that's kind of snuck in there once or twice is my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. Absolutely gorgeous, and I do love this as well. It's a little bit more matte, and so if you're struggling with under eye issues because of hydration, this is a great one. Face powder, you guys, do I even need to say? You should know. Ma Beauty translucent powder is the only translucent powder I've used on myself in the last year. I do have a few others that I use quite regularly on clients, but this is my absolute fave for pretty much anyone who wants a glowy base like I have. Absolutely stunning. It has some radiance in it. Absolutely stunning. It leaves the radiance on the skin, but still setting it down for all day wear. It is amazing. Lastly, of course, you guys know this is used and abused. There is a dent in it, but I've been using this all year round to set under my eye in this little section here to clean up edges. I use it in my eyeshadow quite often. Absolutely go to. And then like a quick little honorable mention that I use in my kit all the time are the Hourglass face powders. I have the palette here because there's two face powders in here, right here. They're like ethereal light. I use this in my kit all the time, especially when somebody wants something matte but they still want to do bridal. I always go in with this over top. It just makes everything look that much more skin-like. All right, cream products. So cream, blushes, bronzers, highlights, the whole nine. This is really easy for me because it's been the same all year round. My favorite bronzers go to Makeup by Mario, the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I got this last year and I am almost done with it. So close to being done. I just dug my nail in it, so that made that process speed up a little bit faster. It is just the perfect shade for me, especially in the wintertime. It's not too dark, not too light, and it is a balm texture. Again, I love these balmy textures because you have more playtime, you have a sheerer coverage right at front, so you're not like rushing to work with something that's very, very opaque. Another honorable mention, another absolute fave bronzer of the year goes to the Ma Beauty M80 Cream Clay Bronzers. These are absolutely stunning. Again, balmy texture, thin on application, but you build them up and they last all day. And this undertone on this one is a perfect, in my opinion, like bronzer on someone so fair like me. I can contour with it, but I can also get away with bronzing with it. Absolutely stunning. Now, favorite blushes of the year go to MAC Glow Play blushes. This is so natural. I just used this in my last look. I probably have 6 of them and then some in my kit. I am obsessed with the formula of these. They're blurring, but they still are hydrating. They have a beautiful pigment to them. They are everything and more I wanted them to be, and I am so glad I found them. And of course, Mob Beauty. Their blushes, I have at least 5 or 6 of them. These are my most used, M72, M118, and M68. Absolutely stunning and one of the best cream formulas on the market. I don't have it here to show you because it's gone missing, but my favorite cream highlight ever is the Mob Beauty Suspended Sparkle Balm. Absolutely stunning. I use it on everything, on my eyes, on my lips, on my nose. It's absolutely perfection. Favorite powder bronzers of the year are really, really easy. It is one bronzer. I use other bronzers because I'm trying to use up the product I have, but my favorite absolutely goes to Light Level 1 from Haus Labs. It is my favorite. It's the best color for me that I've found. It is still cool, but also not too warm, but also not a contour. It is absolutely perfection. Powder blushes this year go to 2 of my absolute faves. These are the MAC Extra Dimension blushes. They're the only thing like it. They're basically a blush with a built-in highlight. I know Rare Beauty came out with them, but here's the thing. I bought the Rare Beauty ones and they came broken. And I can't stand stuff, especially if you're talking makeup artist and a kit that needs to travel that breaks that easily. So these are my go-to. They have some of the most gorgeous shades. I want like 15 more shades. And then if we're looking for something a little more satin, a little more matte, I actually love these Haus Labs blushes this year. They're beautiful. I wish I got them when they were big, but they're so beautiful and the shades are so flattering. And then a quick little honorable mention to the Made by Mitchell Curve blush book. This is one of my favorite things to have in my kit. I depotted it. I cracked a couple. I depotted it. But the shades in here are just beautiful and so flattering on many different skin tones. It is a must-have. Absolutely gorgeous. And then of course, you know, the honorable mention, any Hourglass palette or powder, I'm always for. So that kind of falls into the powder and blush category. Highlights this year, I love MAC Double Gleam. Again, something that is kind of missing right now in my collection. MAC Double Gleam. And then I also truly love the MAC Hyper Real Glows, which are not available anymore, but they are just truly stunning. All right, final, like last little mentions. MAC Fix Plus, all day, every day. I have like 3 that are almost empty, and then I have this guy that's to my kit. Anything by them in terms of Fix Plus range. I have their alcohol-free setting spray. I also have their mattifying spray in my kit. It's all just so good, and I truly mean this. I cannot do my makeup without Fix Plus, and I will not do anybody else's without Fix Plus. It is a must-have for me. There's nothing better, in my humble opinion, than that. All right, guys, that was my 2024 base favorites. If you guys liked this, please leave a comment down below if you've tried any of them, how you feel about them. Also leave a comment, like the video, subscribe. I obviously am very new here and not everybody's gonna subscribe, so like it really helps me out. But yeah, I hope you have a great day. Stay tuned for part 2 where I do my eyes. Bye guys.